Now, even though the show is half over, it would allow me to focus on what I'm looking to focus on because this is the first time I'm actually going to do this. And it is a big story when it comes to that because how do I do this? Road agent notes. Title change. I will explain this in no wait. I will explain this in um the post. Vince appears to announce that Edge will cash in Money in the Bank tonight, right now. So very much like, very much like when John Cena cashed in Money in the Bank, was cashed in on by, when John Cena was cashed in on by, um, Edge at New Year's Revolution. The same thing happens to the same thing happens to Paul London after London wins the belt. No matter who wins tonight, I will be announcing Orton appears, Orton interrupts, and both announce for the Rumble, but Reigns jumps Orton. And this will open up the rivalry between Orton and Kurt Angle, and explain the reason why Kurt Angle is not in the title picture, as well as why Kurt Angle is in the position that he's in. Now I just got to raise up the final tally, and I may have to drop the numbers when it comes to certain angles, because I'm basically spending the entire show building up to the world title match. And this is actually this is actually Paul Heyman's last night in WWE as the owner of WWE. I mean, as general manager, rather. He's not the owner, he's general manager. It is his last night as the general manager of Monday Night Raw. Okay, so we're fixed on that. And actually, it is Benjamin's last night in WWE because Benjamin is heading off to TNA. So that's why Benjamin is being taken out by JBL. But again, on we'll go through that on in another moment. Um I mean, Gregory Helms was also supposed to defend the title tonight. I gotta turn off the brand split or turn back on the brand split because that shit's taken care of. Gregory Helms was also supposed to defend his Intercontinental title tonight, so maybe I'll just throw him a bone on the pre-show. But also, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure uh, Heat is this week. I have it alternate. I have him on alternative weeks. I do have him on alternative weeks, so I don't know if Heat will be tonight or if no Heat is this week. So I could have also. I also could have um, Gregory Helms on Heat this week, but also AJ Styles, who I just recently signed. Basically, I traded Shelton Benjamin for AJ Styles with TNA. I basically stole AJ Styles from TNA and gave Shelton Benjamin's going over there now, so there's that. But AJ makes his debut against Ryan O'Reilly. Should have saved that for the. I should have saved that for Heat. Another good match. That's disappointing that AJ's gimmick got a poor rating, but it was two good pre-show matches. Solid opener. Solid opener. I don't know why I thought Cole Adams and Jamie Noble would win, but it gave the tag team champions the opportunity to defend their titles once before the end of the year. As M Dog and Simon Diamond have become tag team champions. This sets up the new year. Dusty versus Rene Dupree. As Rene Dupree has been going after Dusty Rhodes for the last couple of weeks, including a match with Dustin, as Dustin tried to step in and defend his father. He defended him, but he still lost. Kurt Angle and Paul Heyman. Triple H gets in the ring. Solid match. Crowd buzzing. Trips is setting up his feud with Shane McMahon. Shane cost him his match against Sting. Shawn Michaels and Jason Rance. Shawn promoting that. Nate gets in the ring and is attacked again by Tully Blanchard and Corporate Enterprise. He is attacked again by Tully Blanchard Enterprise. And then we move forward with America's Most Wanted and Samu and Mana, the Samoan Island tribe, as that's America's Most Wanted's first feud with me. Nova it gets a victory in a triple threat. Maybe Nova then. Actually, Nova versus Gregory Helms would be a solid match for Gregory Helms. That would actually be a solid match for Gregory Helms, to be honest with you. Paul London in a solid segment with Paul Heyman. Kane gets a pretty good victory against Shelton Benjamin, as Shelton is doing the job on the way out. Bradshaw has been feuding with Charlie Haas, so that's why Bradshaw is in a thing with Charlie Haas. I mean Shelton Benjamin. Randy was on the shelf since January. Randy'd been on the shelf since January. This is his first official time being on Raw. In person, not on via satellite, in the ring. It is his first time being here. So, Randy Orton returns to spite Kurt Angle and basically let Kurt know that both of them are going to be in the Royal Rumble and that Randy will win the Royal Rumble. And Kurt basically takes exception to it and has Luther Reigns handle Randy Orton, anticipating that maybe Randy gets injured again and may not be able to participate in the Royal Rumble, as that would be an interesting way, in my opinion, to round out the year. Now, I know the question is, when did Rob Van Dam win the belt? Rob Van Dam won the belt about 2 weeks ago at Armageddon at Bad Blood, week 2. It wasn't officially 2 weeks ago, it was more like 10 days ago, give or take, because technically 2 weeks ago would have been Sunday, week 4. So if I did the title match on the outset of 2005, like at the outset of 2006 and the first episode of 2006, then, you know, perfect. Rob offered to put over Paul London. I know that the title reign for Rob Van Dam was supposed to be a thank you for putting over Rene Dupree and Shelton Benjamin and helping establish the next level. Yes, Shelton Benjamin, he's out the door. Shelton Benjamin is out the door. Fine. Rob Van Dam still here. Rene Dupree is now feuding with Dusty Rhodes, and Rene Dupree is about to become a top star. Paul London, 25 years old, and now he's world champion. Or so you think. Because battered, beaten, and bloody after a TLC match, and the first TLC match for the World Championship that I've done ever, in my opinion. I don't remember the last time I've done a TLC match, or if I ever did a TLC, but the Ultimate Opportunist is born with Edge cashing in his Money in the Bank contract on Paul London, with Vince McMahon appearing, just like he did in New Year's Revolution, to announce that the show is over. The show is not over yet, as Edge is cashing in his Money in the Bank contract and is trying to, well, basically end the year as world champion. Yes, hindsight being what it is, I could have let it be Paul Heyman, but I felt wrong. I felt wrong it being anybody but Vince McMahon, because it is the first time somebody is cashing in Money in the Bank. But because of my mistake in setting up this title, I'm going to get rid of Money in the Bank and replace it with another trophy that I could use in the same regard, but as an actual achievement and not as something that is what it is, because I have OCD and it needs to look a certain way. But either way, Edge is now getting moved over to Raw, and not only will Edge will compete against Christian, because Edge was feuding with Christian on SmackDown, heading into Armageddon, and I do believe that I should still have Edge fight Christian at Armageddon, but Edge will be moving over to Raw, as he is now World Heavyweight Champion. And this is, in fact, the final episode of Raw for 2005, as Edge cashes in Money in the Bank and wins the WWE Championship. But now Edge and Paul London have the feud for 2006. Randy Orton and Kurt Angle to have the feud. Rob Van Dam has got to be wedged in there somewhere. Shawn Michaels and Chase and Rance, Triple H and Shane McMahon, and AJ Styles is coming in. America's Most Wanted and the Samoan Island Tribe. Tully Blanchard Enterprises against Ric Flair. Everything is coming together for Raw in 2005. As we round out 2005, I should say, sorry. And head into 2006. But with that being said, I wanted to share this show with you and show you the results of me doing the cash-in for the very first time for Money in the Bank. Let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on this episode of Monday Night Raw and how I round out the year and the setup and your opinion on the setup for 2006. With that being said, though, I will see you in the next video.